Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, the one and only Strawberry Ice. Coming to you as always from the Ice Cave. We might have some more Reds news. Reports are that the Reds are in negotiation with former Cubs pitcher Pedro Strop. Now, if you watched the Reds last year and Pedro Strop was pitching against them, he didn't do very good. We kicked his ass last year. But he was injured. Let me go through the stats here. All right. March through June, 31 appearances, 26 and 2/3 innings, 8 earned runs with a 2.73 ERA. I'll take that. That's pretty good. But that's only March through June. Then May came around. He got injured. He only had 2 appearances, 1 inning, and 3 runs. Okay, so he comes back from his injury July and August. I don't think he was healthy. 17 appearances, 14 innings, 12 earned runs, with a 7.71 ERA. Wow. September, turned it around again. 11 appearances and 2 earned runs. Now, if you ever follow Pedro Strop, he's the guy who wears his hat like this. And if you're on the podcast, I got my hat crooked. So he's the one who always wears his hat like that, which honestly drives me nuts. But if you can get him on a 1-year deal, which I'm more for 1-year deals, get 1-year deal. It gives guys incentive to go get another contract. Or if it'd be a 2-year incentive lease deal, something like that. I wouldn't pay him, I wouldn't give him, no way 4 years. 2 years would be the max I would give him. But if you get him and he's healthy and he pitches like he did in March through June, 2.73 ERA, that's not bad. That's not bad. I'll take that. And if you put him in there along with the future Nasty Boys, maybe, Armin Garrett, Michael Lorenzen, and Raisel Iglesias, and you add Stroke to that, it blows my mind that the Reds have already signed 4 free agents this year. This could be the 5th one. Could be, possibly. And this is going to drive Cubs fans crazy if we get him. And we got Castellanos yesterday, because everybody we've taken from the NL Central teams. I mean, except for Wade Miley. We got him from Houston. That's a former NL Central team. But you got Moustakas from Milwaukee, Castellanos from Chicago, Miley from Houston. I mean, wow. Just wow. Now I know Akiyama's from Japan, so that we didn't take him from anybody other than a different country. But just taking players from your rivals and good players is great. Like I said, when I first heard the word about Strop, I was kind of like, oh, I'm not sure. And then my source was telling me he didn't do as bad as you think he did, and he was probably injured. So that's how I got all the stats. So I kind of agree with my source. I say go for it and see what happens. I mean, because if you can add, they need to add another bullpen arm. They have to. I mean, they need one. And the way baseball is now, I'm sorry, but the 1990 Reds were 20 years ahead of everybody else. Because the way baseball is now is the way the Reds did it in 1990 and took it all the way to the World Series. 6 innings, over. And, I mean, it might be 6 innings and over now. You add Stroke to that, whoo! That's going to be good. And it's going to be driving. I don't know if you guys... I'm a sports nut. I listen to all kinds of sports radio and read all kinds of articles. But I listen to different radio broadcasts of different shows. And in Chicago, there's a radio team, and they go by Waddle and Sylvie. Waddle, the former Moeller grad. Former Bengal. He actually ended his career at the Bengals. Anyway, he's mostly played for the Bears. His partner, Sylvie, loves Pedro Strop. Calls him Stropey. Loves him. He's going to be so upset if the Cubs don't get him and we do, and they got to face him. I'm sorry, Cubs fans. I'm not sorry, because you know what? When you guys started coming up and getting better, Cubs fans are chirp. Oh, you guys are going to be terrible for years, which, man, we were. We were terrible for about 6. It sucked. Hopefully, the way the Reds' offseason has went this year, they're going to do that more often. I hate to say this about the Cardinals because I don't like the Cardinals. But you got to be more like a model like they are. They are a consistent winning team because they keep their core players and they just keep adding pieces. Let subtract, add. They don't sign big long contracts, and that's what I think the Reds need to do. I wouldn't sign anybody over 4 years. That's enough. Because you know what? If they're really good and we can't afford them, fine. Go find somebody else that can do what they did. Or somebody you think can do what they did. That's what you need to do in this day and age of baseball to stay competitive. Now, you have to obviously scout and draft well. I mean, that's obvious. But the greatest thing about this offseason is we're signing guys and we're not losing any of our players in minor league. So I cannot wait for baseball to start. Man. Anyway. The Ice Cave and Sports with Strawberry Ice is brought to you by T Properties. Quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management and your rental needs. So check those guys out. Bengals news. Looks like Dan Pitcher, yep, his last name's Pitcher, is going to be the new Bengals quarterback coach. Reports are that Alex Van Pelt will be moving on to Cleveland. Give you some information about Pitcher. I like his name. He's a pitcher, so help the quarterback throw the ball. Who knows? Pitcher he's been an NFL coach for 9 seasons. He's 33 years old. He's heading into his 5th season as a coach for the Bengals. Now, one thing for sure, if you are a Bengals, or if you are an NFL coach and you want to have a steady job, go be a coach for the Bengals. They don't fire anybody. I mean, this guy's been there for 5 years. I've never even heard of him until now. So I don't know what he did before this or what he started out doing for the Bengals. But anyway, he's going to be entrusted with a potentially, Van Pelt's still the QB coach right now. It hasn't been official for Cleveland. But Pitcher is going to be entrusted with a very, very important task of getting Joe freaking Burrow, and that's the way we say it on this show, because when you have a season like Joe Burrow had, you're Joe freaking Burrow. But they are entrusting him with helping Joe freaking Burrow get used to NFL. And hopefully getting his college play to translate to NFL play, which I think it will. Because he ran an NFL offense, and it gets pretty close to NFL defenses in the SEC. So, but I think Pitcher is, I don't know. I have no idea who he is. We'll find out if he's a good coach or not. Zach Taylor thinks he is, obviously, because he's going to promote him. And it's kind of interesting that Van Pelt is going to be moving up from the Bengals, who only won 2 games, to the Browns. Because usually coaching staffs pretty much stay together if you are on a losing team. They don't usually pick from those teams. They'll pick it from the winning teams because what they're doing is helping them win. Which maybe the us fans should give Zach Taylor a break. Maybe he's on the right track, which I'm not saying he's not. I don't know. It's hard to tell from last year. It's hard to tell from you only winning 2 games. And the biggest thing that put him behind the 8 ball is losing three of his starting offensive linemen. That really hurt them more than people think. I mean, I know everybody says the offensive line. Well, no duh, Strawberry, the offensive line is terrible. We knew that was going to be it. But you didn't know they were going to lose all three of their starting offensive linemen. Nobody knew that. So that's a big thing to overcome. And I want to put Zach Taylor in kind of the same core categories I'm putting Brandon, the coach for the Bearcats. I like what Brandon, beginning of the year, I like what it looked like the offense and the defense looked like, what he was trying to get them to do. And I said, once they get it, we gonna be good. And it looks like they're getting it. And that's kind of the same way I feel about Zach Taylor. I like what he's trying to do. Now, one thing I will kind of get on about is why it took so long for him to give the ball to Mixon. I don't know, because he is one of the best backs in the NFL. But he quickly figured that out, and Mixon ended up having a really good year. So that one, I'm kind of like, well, yeah. But it's all it's still out on Zach Taylor to see how good he is, how bad he is. I don't know, but good luck to pitcher to be our new QB coach. And Van Pelt, you must be a glutton for punishment. You're going from the Bengals to the Browns. I guess that's an upgrade. Well, he gets to be the OC, so yeah, there you go. Okay. Got an interesting question. I was just looking around Facebook, and I look for stories and different things to post on Facebook, as to tweet out and stuff. And I have to give credit. Pardon the Punctuation, their podcast and their Facebook posted this. They got it from the Inquirer, which I thought was a pretty interesting question. Okay, you got to take Kenyon Martin out of the equation, not excluding him. Okay, what Bearcat in history was more important to the Bearcats than Jaron Cumberland? I mean, because we've seen how they do without Jaron Cumberland, because pretty much, I don't want to say he wasn't there, but he wasn't playing like Jaron Cumberland plays, November and most of December. Last 4 or 5 games, he's been the Jaron Cumberland of old, and I love it. So, I was thinking about it, and the one Bearcat that I could think of that I think meant as much to their team as Jaron Cumberland did, besides Kenyon, is Steve Logan. Steve Logan was an unbelievable, gritty player. Like Bob Huggins used to say, he's a little short, fat guy. That's how he started as a freshman. And then became an All-American and a first-round pick. Everybody forgets that. He was a first-round pick in the NBA. The NBA didn't work out so good for him. But Steve Logan, I loved watching that man play. He wouldn't give an inch. He defined what being a Bearcat is. And that team went as far as he went. Now, unfortunately, we didn't have a very big run in that year. But as far as the offense go, and as far as the team goes, and how much he meant to that team, that's how much I think Jaron Cumberland means to this year's Bearcats. And that's okay. What's yours? Tweet it out to me. Message me on Sports Strawberry Ice. You can leave your comments down below at the YouTube channel. Oh, and if you're on the podcast, I think they have this thing on there. You can send me a voice memo. Like I said, I'm kind of new to the whole podcast thing, but I think there's on there. I think you can send me a voice memo. Well, I'm kind of scared to do that because we'll see what people say, but hopefully they like me. All right, I'm kind of looking for your thoughts. Now, if you're new to the show or you've been watching the show for a year, again, people on the podcast, I've been doing the YouTube channel for a year. Podcast has only been about 2 weeks. But I do the thing on Friday. It's called the Zeke of the Week. Zeke of the Week is, who did something dumb, who cheated in baseball, just stuff like that. Who started a bar fight in a basketball game, Kansas State. Stuff like that. So I got my idea. I got a couple ideas, but I'm always curious as to what my listeners have. So again, tweet me out, Sports or Strawberry Ice, Facebook message me, or you can do it the voice memo on the podcast. So that's just sports, baby. It's almost Friday. I cannot wait. Remember, like, subscribe, share, tell all your friends about me. See you guys.